Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Buck Roll. Alright, one of the fun things I like about living in Waco is that for the last about 3 decades or so, this town has been trying to revitalize the downtown area. My understanding is up until about the mid-90s or so, I think probably about the time Chip and Joanna Gaines started to come to be really popular in the town has been revitalizing its downtown, putting new and hip businesses in the downtown area, all sorts of fun art exhibits and stuff like that. And I recently discovered something that I want to go down and look at today. It turns out for the last few years, ever since I arrived here and probably before that, they have been doing major reconstruction on the major interstate that comes to the town, I-35. And it's been a real nightmare going through downtown on I-35 for the entire time I've been here up until about 8 months ago because of all that construction that was going on. And that all ended. But apparently they are not done with some of the kind of fun things they're doing. While the highway is open, it's real nice going through town now, not a whole lot of traffic anymore. They're doing some kind of interesting things to make the area kind of cool and fun place to visit. Now this is down near Baylor University, so it doesn't surprise me. That's kind of a major tourist attraction for the town because you got the college there, you got families coming in to see their kids, you got Baylor football and Baylor sports and all that fun stuff going on. And so there's an area down near the freeway on 4th and 5th Street where they put up some kind of interesting light fixtures under the freeway. And like I said, I heard about it and I want to go see them, and we're going to go see them today. Let's go. All right, we've made it down here. This is 5th Street and I-35 here. And you can actually see these domes that they put up here. Here's one right here. And supposedly, when you get the lights on at night, it casts these shadows all over the ground. And supposedly each one of them is unique and has kind of its own theme to it. And they're all kind of Waco themed. This is obviously about the wildflowers in the area. But there's a whole bunch of them down here. And it looks like they got these LED lights inside that come up. I'm definitely going to come back tonight and see what they look like. And there's a whole bunch of them in here, so we're gonna go look at all of them. See, I was kind of wondering how this was all going to work because I kind of got the idea from the description of them that they were going to be projecting images on the walls, and I said, well, that's not going to actually be very interesting. But I can see now they're more geared towards projecting images on the ground, and that will actually be kind of cool under here. I don't know what the theme of this one is, but maybe they don't all have a specific Waco theme. That was kind of what I was led to believe from the article I read on the thing. But like I said, I wanted to come down and see them because apparently the article made the impression that everybody has seen these things, and well, I hadn't heard of them. But then again, I don't travel down here to the downtown area underneath the freeway very often, so it might be one of those things that if you're over at Waco, which is over at Baylor University, which is just right here, you're maybe more aware of. But like I said, they look pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing them at night. And here's another one here. Looks like this is pop bottles, so this has got to be an homage to Dr. Pepper. Because that's clearly a bunch of soda bottles there. Like I said, we'll have to come down here tonight and see these when they're on. And here's another one. This one seems to have kind of a marine theme. I see turtles and fish and all that stuff on here. Let's see what's all the way around them. Yeah, all sorts of different kinds of fish. Like I said before, this is one of the things I love about Waco is that they're trying so hard to kind of revitalize the area and, just bring a bunch of cool, fun things to look at. Okay, this one definitely has a Texas theme to it. I see a bunch of horseshoes and I guess windmill fans because you get outside of Waco, there's a whole bunch of windmills out there. Oh, it's obviously tying into the SpaceX theme too, because it looks like they got booster rockets on the bottom. And I see railroad tracks and tires. Railroads were definitely a big part of Waco in its early history. In fact, that was, Waco was a major industrial hub in the early in the mid 1800s. So definitely tying into some of the history here. I don't know if there was a tire facility or something. Maybe there was. I got to do maybe a little research on my own town here, because they seem to be making a big deal out of tires, but definitely railroad tracks. The railroad was and still is kind of a big part of Waco these days. And of course, this is the one I saw in the article that kind of attracted me down here. It has a lot of like Waco landmarks. So you get the Waco sign from the Hippodome Theater, some of the buildings in the area. That's clearly the courthouse there. Another reference to the railroads, it looks like. Maybe not, I don't know. The Alico building. Reference to the silos, of course. The Waco Suspension Bridge. Like I said, I'm definitely going to come back down here tonight when it gets dark out, when these are turned on, because I want to see what this looks like. I don't think there's any more of them here. They're just kind of in this central area here. There's all kind of in this area here between 5th Street over there and 4th Street, which is here. I don't think there's any of them on the other side of 4th Street, and I don't think there's any of them on the other side of 5th Street. But this is really cool. I'm kind of glad that they did this. Like I said, I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing these tonight. I'll see you then. All right, it's about 9 hours later, and we are down here. So let's see. Like I said, all this should be showing up really kind of cool on the ground here. So I'm going to kind of walk around and look at some of the shadows here. This is the one that seems to have all the wildflowers. And you can see there's actually the reflections of the wildflowers down here on the ground. It isn't quite as prominent as I kind of expected, but that's probably because the lights are somewhat large and they have a wide surface area, and so it's not casting it's not a very specific spot of light, but it's still kind of cool, and it's projecting it up onto the ceiling a little bit too, so that's kind of neat. Let's go down and look at this next one here. Now this one is the one I wasn't able to quite figure out what it is, but this is kind of showing more prominent shadows on the ground here. Like I said, this one's just a bunch of like circles and triangles and stuff like that, but you can kind of clearly see those on the ground now. That looks pretty cool, huh? It's also a popular place for the homeless to hang out, so we're going to try not to put a lot of that on camera. Now this is the one that was shaped like all the bottles. Obviously a tribute to Dr. Pepper. And you can kind of see that there's bottle shapes all over the ground here too. That's kind of neat, huh? Like I was saying, I was a little concerned that due to the fact that the light had a big surface area, you might not be able to get a clear image on the ground as you would if it had like a very tiny but very brilliant spotlight. But it's still kind of a cool effect, and it's coming out actually a little better on the camera than it is in real life. And this was the one with all the fish and the marine life on it. And you can see a little bit some of the fish shapes on the ground here. This has a little bit more harsh shadows because there's big areas of the light that are kind of covered up, and so it's casting a larger shadow. But I could see how that could be mistaken as a fish. Now this is the one that had all the railroad tracks and the windmills and the horseshoes and the tire tracks. And you can kind of see that's sort of the reflection of tire tracks there. And that sort of looks like railroad tracks a little bit, right? Horseshoes, yeah, okay, there's definitely some horseshoe shapes in here. That's clearly one right there. More tire tracks here. Railroad tracks there. The horseshoes, not so much. They don't come out as well, but... And then, of course, you get this big shape in the middle, looks like a flower, and that's supposedly all the rocket engines from SpaceX. So that actually comes out really good, doesn't it? And of course, this is the one I'm really looking forward to seeing how well this turned out. This is the one with all the buildings and landmarks in Waco. I think that's like the Roosevelt Hotel there. You can actually see the word Waco. Let's see, is that projected up here somewhere? Can't see that very well. That might have been something that had been better projected towards the ground. But that's like the sign on the Hippodrome Theater. I don't know if you can see that. But some of the shadows down here. Trying to figure out where everything is, because that's clearly the Waco suspension bridge and the silos up there. And not really seeing those that well down here. But you can kind of see the City Hall outline here. And I think this is supposed to be like the Waco building. You can kind of see the reflections of that. So I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. I think it would have been a lot cooler if they could have not had such a large light source, because that kind of blurs everything out. What you need to have is a very small, very brilliant light source so that it casts a very distinctive shadow. But I still think it's really cool that they did stuff like this down here. And like I said, it's just one of those little things that makes you kind of glad that you live in a place like this, that they're trying to revitalize the community, do a bunch of cool things to look at, and this is definitely one of them. So there you go. And even over in this area here where the vehicles go on 4th Street, they've kind of got some green LEDs in here, and I'm guessing, you know, if they probably planned this right, it's a multicolor LED thing, so they can change the color as the seasons go by. So they aren't stuck with it just being green all the time. They could go with other colors too, but like I said, it kind of goes good downtown here. You know, like I said, that's Baylor over there. You can kind of see the top of the Alico building over the top of that In-N-Out over there. Nice job, Waco.
Wait.
About 200 pounds. You might ask how many times I'm going to tell that joke. As many times as it gets a laugh. So I think that's all that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of downtown Waco at night and some of the fun things that they've done. So we're going to end this one. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.